Hello everyone, hope you are all doing well. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I welcome you all to the Maritime platform.com website, where you can also upload your own videos. This video is part of a series of videos where we have been looking at the first and the foremost important requirement of seafarer recruiting, that is the reading the CV. Okay, this is important for the seafarer's perspective as well, where they know what all needs to be mentioned in the CV for you to be successfully recruited. Okay, for office staff who are recruiting seafarers, this is very important to check the suitability of seafarers who needs to be placed on your ship based on various criteria. Okay, this specific video will be covering the experience part, which is the most important part of the CV who all the recruiters look at. Okay, for the perspective of seafarers, please ensure this section of the CV is completely and correctly filled. Most of the times there are some errors in the sign on sign off date, the duration, which year, all those things, size of the ship. There are some things which get missed out, so please ensure this section is completely and correctly filled up so that your CV can be shortlisted easily by the recruiter. Okay, thank you so much for viewing all my videos. Please do watch other videos as well, which is part of this series of recruiting. Let's dive into the video. Hello everyone, hope you're all doing well. Let's dive into the video. This video, as I mentioned earlier, we are covering the sea service or the experience section of the CV or the resume. Okay, this section is very important, or you can always say it is the most important section, wherein the recruiter gets a glimpse of his history of sea service, which helps him in taking a decision of whether the seafarer is suitable for the vessel he is planning or no. Okay, from the seafarer's perspective, it is very important to understand the importance of this section of sea service for a recruiter to ensure your employment with the company. Okay, so first let's go point by point. Experience requirements, that is the sea service. First one, rank experience. Okay, this is very straightforward. This is exactly what we are looking at. Whether you are looking at an experienced candidate or a fresh candidate or a promotion candidate. So with the CV with the experience, you can know whether what kind of experience he has got. Has he got an experience at all in the present rank what you are looking at, or he has got an experience in lower rank. Whether he can be placed as a promotional candidate from outside, or he will be taking him on the ship for the same rank and then promoting him after one contract. All these things can be got from the rank experience column of the section of CV, which gives you the C experience. Okay, there is a rank column, so you will know from what rank he has been sailing last. So this will give you the experience in rank. If you are recruiting for a chief officer, for example. Okay, so chief officer, he has done 4 months and 15 days something, and before that he has been doing second mate for 6 months, and before that also there is a second mate experience. So that means he has got experience as a chief mate only one contract. Okay, if he doesn't have any chief officer rank at all in the CV, the sea service section of the CV, then that means he has not got any experience and is looking for promotion, and he has applied for a chief officer rank. He doesn't have any chief officer rank experience in his sea service section of the CV, but he is applying for chief officer. That means he is looking for promotion in your company. Okay, in that case you will need to see his consistency in previous ranks, how he has been, which companies. Will come to that. Okay, so basically rank experience is very important, where you are looking at a seafarer and it will give you a glimpse of what experience he has actually got. Vessel type experience. Okay, after the rank experience, it also gives the vessel type experience. Okay, you know what vessel I have last video also I had told you should always keep the vessel you are planning back of the mind, so that it becomes easy for you to check the correctness of the CV or the fitness of the CV or the seafarer to the vessel you are planning for him. Okay, so vessel type experience, you know which type of the vessel you are planning, you are looking for a reliever for, and you know what type of vessel type experience he has got. Okay, again it becomes a little challenging when you are looking at chemical type 2, type 3 or gas. You will need to see other criteria as well other than the vessel type. Okay, so but the first glimpse you will get whether he is actually suitable. If you are looking for a gas tanker mate, gas tanker second engineer, and he has done only chemical tankers, okay, that clearly you know he is not fit. Okay, he cannot be placed on board gas tanker. Even in engine side you can still think, if he has got a gas DC or something like that, but on the deck side, if he doesn't have the vessel type experience, then there is no point looking at the CV again, at least at the senior rank. Junior ranks you can still, as per the company requirement, you can see if we can place him on gas tanker after being on a chemical tanker, on a oil tanker. Okay, so vessel type experience in the sea service is also an important criteria which gives you an idea of the seafarer's experience. Next, matrix. Again, this is very important for senior officers and junior officers. So matrix is standard, if you don't think too much about this one. Matrix you remember 2, 3, 6, that's it. Okay, 2 is 24 months, 3 is 36 months, and 6 is 60 months. Okay, so what is 2 years 24 months is the operator matrix. Operator is the company he is sailing, because if you are going to take from market, obviously the operator matrix, operator is basically the vessel operator who is operating the vessel, or the technical manager of the vessel. Okay, for example, I have a vessel A, okay, and I have a seafarer on board who has done 2 contracts or 3 contracts with me. Okay, he is a master. Okay, we'll take a specific example. Okay, we are looking for a chief officer now. Okay, chief officer for an oil tanker, and I have a master on board with say 2 contracts with us or 3 contracts with us. Okay, so 3 contracts with the same manager, the vessel A, and so he has been with us the first date of joining. Okay, from there the matrix starts getting counted. For example, he has joined us 1 year back. Okay, so 1 year back he has joined us, he has done 3 contracts with us. Now we are looking for a chief officer to be placed on board with that master. Okay, so what happens to operator matrix? Operator matrix is 24 months. So if we are taking some chief officer from the outside market, so his operator matrix is going to be 0 because he has not sailed with us. Okay, so in that case 12 plus 0 is 12. So you have to look for a chief officer from within the fleet who has already completed 1 year with you, then the operator matrix will match. Okay, in case the master has been there for 3-4 years with you, then there is no problem. You can select a mate from chief officer from outside with 0 operator matrix, because the 24 months of seafarer matrix, the operator matrix will match, because the master himself has got more than 24 months of operator matrix. Okay, this is very clear, right? So operator matrix is one thing, that is 24 months. Master and chief officer, chief engineer, second engineer. Okay, so these are the top 2 ranks which you need to match up. And you have another matrix is the rank matrix. Rank matrix is what? 36 months. First we saw the operator, then is the rank. Rank on the type of vessel, both combined, master and chief officer combined, chief engineer and second engineer combined, should be 36 months. Okay, this is most of the oil majors are having this criteria. Okay, so if master has 20 months sea time as a master, then you need to look for a 16 months chief officer. Okay, so if the master has 40 months sea time, then you can promote a second mate to chief officer, where he will have 0 rank experience. As the master already has 40 months rank experience and your criteria of 36 months is fulfilled, so you need not have a chief officer with any experience at all. So you can have a 0 experience. So in that case, you can promote a second officer promote a second officer to chief officer for that vessel. Again, if you have a 36 months chief officer, you can promote a chief officer to master on that vessel. Okay, similarly for chief engineer and second engineer. Okay. Okay, so again with junior officers, you have also a rank experience matrix of 12 months. Okay, Second officer and third officer combined should have 12 months. Third engineer and fourth engineer combined should have 12 months. This is the matrix. So once you see the CV, you will know. This again we have seen the rank experience. So okay, the first one was the operator matrix. Second one is the rank matrix. Third one is the vessel type matrix. Same way, all the logics are same. Only thing is the total should be 60 months. Okay. So 2, 3, 6 years. Okay, so 12, 6 is 72 months. Okay, not 60, 72 months. Okay, 2, 3, 6. You remember this for all your matrix requirement for senior officers. Okay, junior officers, it's only the rank matrix, that is 12 months. Second officer, third officer, third engineer, fourth. That's all is the matrix requirement. Okay, so no need to put a lot of head to it. There will be other matrix. There are some different oil majors. You will have some different. Bottom line, this is the standard. So you remember this 2, 3, 6. You remember, it's very clear. Okay, so these are the three matrices for the seafarers. One we saw operator matrix. Then we saw the rank matrix, then we saw the vessel type matrix, and for junior officers you have only the rank matrix of 12 months. Okay. Then trade area. Again, when you are selecting a seafarer, the trade area of the vessel is also an important criteria, where we know whether the seafarer or has done a similar operation or he has traded in the similar area before, so that it becomes easier for him to know about the vessel operation also. This is not a very mandatory thing. It is only optional. This is not a selection criteria like matrix or rank experience or something like that, but this is a good to have feature for the seafarer, where if he knows the trade before itself, or a special trade it is, then the chief officer knows or the seafarer knows the area and the trade before, then it becomes beneficial. Otherwise it is not that important. Some CVs have this, it will say worldwide, or the Persian Gulf, or West Africa, or all those regions are mentioned in the CVs. Some CVs have it, some CVs don't have it. Okay, if your CVs have it, then you can check this. If your CV doesn't have it, then you can leave it. Okay, so you know where the vessel, your vessel is trading, and you know where the seafarer has traded, so that becomes a positive point that he knows the trade already. Okay. Flags of the vessel sailed. Again, why is this important? How does it matter? Because your flag endorsement, you can save some money. That is one thing. Second thing is, if he had the same flag, he has sailed on a similar flag, he might have the flag documents. Even if the flag documents is expired, then also as per the flag requirements, he has the certification. That is why he has got the flag document. That is again a kind of an alternate check whether he is having all the documents as per the flag state requirements. Okay, so that is why flag of the vessel sailed previously can be a criteria where you can see. Again, it is not a mandatory, because any which case if he doesn't have, you are going to apply for the flag state documents. But only thing is, for saving that money, you can check if he has sailed the same flag before, then that means he already holds the flag state documentation. Okay. Next, vessel size experience. Again, there are some seafarers who put the vessel type as tanker, oil tanker. Okay, and you are looking for a chief officer for a Aframax tanker. Okay, so the vessel type is matching now. Okay, so vessel type that is also an oil tanker. This is an oil tanker, but he has done the officer has done an oil tanker of 10,000 GRT or a 5,000 GRT. Bunkering vessel. Okay, so that is also called an oil tanker only. Nobody calls it a bunker tanker. Okay, so that's called an oil tank. So we will not preferably place a chief officer who has got only experience on a 5,000 GRT vessel on a 1 lakh tonner vessel, or the 50-60,000 GRT vessel. That is very rare. We will not do such a thing. Of he has got an experience on small vessels, we will not put him straightly on a big vessel like Aframax or a Suezmax. So you should consider this vessel size also matters. Again, for the engine side also, what is the maximum kilowatt he has sailed. It should not be very small vessel. and you are suddenly putting on a bigger vessel. Okay, so that also basically all this matters in the senior ranks. As I told you, I gave an example of chief officer. So junior officers, okay, we can still manage. They are still in the junior stage, and the chief officer, master, or the chief engineer, second engineer can still guide them. Okay, so we will not prefer such seafarers on the senior ranks, which they have done very small vessels, and then we are putting on the big vessels. Again, sometimes we will not prefer the rivers as well. He has done VLCCs and Suezmaxes, and you want your requirement is for a bunker tanker. Again, you will not feel very comfortable. There is nothing that we cannot put him like that in the rivers, but it is not preferable to switch from such a big ships to small ships also. Going to the next points. Again, this video looks like a little bit longer one rather than shorter one, 10 to 15 minutes. Let's see how it goes. Yeah, because these are all very, very important things, and CV is one section where you cannot miss and you cannot take shortcuts. So that is why I took some time and put all the possible permutation combinations so that you don't miss any points while seeing the experience section of the CV. Okay, next is short contracts. Again, this gives an indication of the seafarer being able to complete its contracts. If he is continuously doing short contracts, then it might sound a little bit doubtful on him completing the contract with you also. There should be some problem. For again seafarers, this is a very, very big hint for you of what the office staff looks at. If you are continuously doing short contract, that is going to not look good on your CV. So please ensure you can do full contract as much as possible. Don't cut short any contracts. Okay. The short contracts indicates that there could be some problem. It could be genuine. I'm not telling it is always having a problem, but continuously. Okay, one contract, short contract is acceptable. So the second contract, short contract in between is acceptable. But continuously 3-4 contracts, short contracts raises a red flag on what the seafarer is trying to do, or he might have some genuine issues mentioned, family sickness or exam or something like that he would have mentioned, But still, if you are seeing 3-4 contract continuously short contract, most of the recruiter may not select the seafarer. Okay, similarly, the seafarer should be very, very careful and take this point into consideration that if you are having continuous short contracts, you really have to have solid explanations so that your CV is selected by the recruiter. Okay. Gaps in experience. Again, there can be many reasons for gaps. It can be for exams. It can be for some other. You are starting a new business of its own and you are coming back. There is some illness in the family. There can be many reasons. But again, if you are sailing only for 6 months and taking 1 year holiday, again 6 months sailing another 1 year holiday, such seafarers as a company, some companies may not prefer. Okay, even though you have 1 or 2 gaps, 3 gaps is okay. You have some genuine explanation. Yes, it is acceptable. But without any much explanation, and you are not doing regular contracts, then that means it doesn't give a very good picture of the seafarer looking at the CV. Again, for the seafarers, this is again a very, very important. Don't take unnecessarily long gaps in your sea career. I know this is all contractual jobs and it is your wish when you want to go and when you don't want to go. But still, looking at the CV, some companies may not be that comfortable recruiting you because of the huge gaps, because you lose touch with the ship continuously, So don't, please reduce the number of long gaps as much as possible in your CVs. Changes in company, again with gaps of experience and change in companies is a very deadly combination. You have a big gap and then you change another company. You have a big gap and then change another company. So it does not give a very, very good picture. Even if you have gaps in the experience and you join the same company, still they will say, okay, he is still stuck to the same company and the company is taking him back, so he still can be considered, but you are having a gap and then changing companies regularly also is not a very, very good indication. You know how the companies are. The Seafarer now has all the tools at his disposal. He has social media. Every company has their own Facebook pages, LinkedIn pages. There are so many groups where you can go and check out the company. So it is very difficult for someone to tell that I did not know about the company, hence I joined, so it was bad, so I had to leave. It is very, very lame kind of an argument in the present scenario. Okay, you have all the tools to check about the company, so please ensure you don't change the companies regularly and stick to companies as much as possible. Okay, we do understand that there can be other reasons that you are not able, the company is not treating you well, or you are looking for a promotion and they are not giving you promotion. There can be many reasons. Salary is very less. There can be many reasons why you want to leave the organization. But changing every contract as different company is not justified in that case as well. So what impression that the recruiter gets is with us also he'll do only one contract and leave. Why this is affecting us? Because it affects the operator matrix. Every time we have to look for a new person, then it affects our operator matrix, because we are not able to get people to match our operator matrix for the oil majors. So that creates a problem for the companies also. So please ensure the changes in company are kept to minimum. And for recruiters, please ensure the seafarers you are taking, you look for this criteria. You might have a lot of companies have various criteria for changing companies. Last 5 years, how many companies? Last 3 years, how many companies? So there are various criteria which are set by different companies for selecting a seafarer. So you check what is your company criteria, and based on that you can see a number of companies he has changed. Again, you should be very careful. It is a possibility that the same ship that the different company has taken over, or the same company name has changed over to something else. So all this permutation combination is also there. So you check, and then you be very careful looking at the CV and see how many companies he has changed in the last 3 years, 5 years, based on a company requirement, and then you can see the suitability of the seafarer for the vessel you are planning. Engine make, this is more of a requirement for engineers. Again, mostly it doesn't make much of a difference unless it's a specialized ME engine or something like that, where the owners prefer putting seafarers with similar engine make and model experience. So this is mostly not a showstopper again, based on how stringent the owner selection process is. Some owners may tell, no, if he doesn't have an ME engine, I don't want the seafarer. Okay, so this is also possible. So this is engine make. When you're recruiting engineers, is a very, very important part which you need to look into. So please make sure you have this looked at into when you are looking at the CV. For seafarers, again, you don't have it is in your hand that what engines you are going to do. So if possible, as much as possible, you always look out for the advanced engine. That actually engineers actually do. They don't want to go on older ships. It is better to go on newer ships, and all those things are there. So you can. Only thing is, what you can do is you can properly mention all the details in the CV, so that it helps the recruiter to understand the experience you have got based on the engine model make, and then make a informed decision of whether it can be placed on the ship he is planning for you or not. Okay. Previous companies, again, this is speculative kind of criteria. What kind of companies, what are the companies? That there is an unwritten rule of standard of companies in the maritime world. There are some companies which are considered good, some companies which are considered average, some companies which are considered bad. I will not name any companies here, so everybody knows what companies is being talked about. So there can be a standard companies requirement that if a seafarer is coming from this company, we will not take him. Okay, it again depends on market requirements. Again, demand and supply changes everything. Nothing is fixed in the recruiting field. So as a recruiter, you can always put a red mark to it if he is from the company, and then check it with your seniors whether whether we can actually place him. There is always an possibility of exemption. All the criteria which you have explained, there can be some kind of an exemption at some level for placing the seafarer. It all depends on the demand and supply. That's the bottom line, and that's the name of the game. So, but again, from the seafarer's perspective, you should be very careful on what companies you are going. As I mentioned earlier also, you can get all the information about any company you want to join from the social media. So there is nothing hidden from you with regards to the the company's reputation in the maritime industry. So when you are joining a vessel and you are looking for long-term future, so please ensure you are selecting the companies which you can join, so that you have a better long-term future. Okay. NRA cutoff, again, this is a very Indian specific requirement, you can say, because most of the other countries have all seafarers completely tax exempted, only in case of Indian seafarers who have your requirement of 184 days outside the country to be eligible for tax exemptions. So from the CV you can see how many months the seafarer has done in this financial year. That is April 1st to December 31st, March 31st next year. So this 1 year, how many months he has already completed, so you will know, and you will also get an idea of how many days he is left with for completing the NRA. So this also you can get from the CV. So you can make a idealistic plan, that when can you place him, when is his cutoff before which he has to be flown out. And based on that, you can find out a vessel. If you have multiple vessels where you can plan him, and this could be one of the criteria where you can select and place him, so that he has his NRA status maintained, and you also get a officer. Okay. Again, mostly it's for the senior officers, because junior officers usually do 5 to 6 months. So they complete their NRA until unless they have done half of the NRA in previous financial year, and the other sea time in the next financial year. So in that case, they will still have around 6 months to go, or something like 3 to 4 months to go. So based on that, you can plan, mostly for senior officers, because the amount of taxes they need to pay is huge. So this is also a criteria which you can look into when you have multiple ships where you want to plan a seafarer, and you need to have some criteria of planning him for a specific vessel based on the his sea time left and when is your crew change. So this could be a criteria where you can select the seafarer, and you can get this information from the CV. Okay, these were most of the points I have covered of what you need to look for in the section of seafarer's experience in a CV which is submitted to you. So please make use of all these points as much as possible. You may not remember all those things by heart. You can write it down, or you can look at the video 2-3 times, so that it gets part of you. Or whenever you are having a CV, you can go through this and then check out one by one, so that if you do 2-3 times, then you will be an expert of what all needs to check while looking at the CV. Okay. Thank you so much for watching this video, where I have covered almost all the points which you need to see in the sea service section of a CV. I am sure you would have got good information and knowledge from this video. Please do share it with others whom you feel this will make a difference, and also comment us, write to us at maritimeplatform@gmail.com on if anything I have missed in this and you would like to add, and also you have any other queries, or you want us to cover more topics, any more topics. We already have a list of topics which we want to cover. If you also give us topics, then we can do that also as a video and then post the same. Okay. Our website which we are maintaining presently is the maritimeplatform.com, where you are seeing this video. Okay, and Also, this platform you can also upload your own videos just by logging in, and after email verification you can also start uploading your videos and start earning money. And Seafarers Clan is a website where you can ask questions, any kind of maritime questions, and you can get answers. Seafarers blog, it's as the name suggests, it's a blog site where you can also contribute your blogs. Shipshorejob.com/careers is the website where we are posting jobs for shore jobs for maritime industry for both seafarers and non-seafarers. If you are looking for a shore job, you can always check out the website. And below are our social media handles where you can join and benefit from the posting what we do there as well. Okay, you can also follow us there. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Take care. Be safe.